Hi besties, good evening and welcome to another wonderful tutorial. So like I said earlier, in today's tutorial I'll be teaching us how to draft starting from 180 degrees flay to 360 degrees flay and then 720 degrees flay. But there is something I want you to do for me. If this is your first time of coming across this channel, Pearl Creation, I want to say welcome. But please do well to click on the subscribe button, click on the share button, and please don't forget to drop a comment for us. Then if you know that you're a returning subscriber, I welcome you once again, and don't forget to share this video, to like, and also to comment. So let's dive into today's tutorial. Now when you want to draft 180 degrees flay, this is the material that you are going to use to draft or to cut the flay. Now the first thing you're going to do is to fold your material into two. I folded it into two equal parts. Then you fold it again from this end, starting from this end to meet this other end. I'm talking about 180 degrees flay. Now you know that 180 degrees is half of 360 degrees. If you divide 360 degrees into 2, is 180. Now let me show you something, what I mean. This is a circle. This is a full circle. And a full circle is 360 degrees flay. So whenever you cut a flay that is 360 degrees, it's going to be very full. But 180 is half of this. If I share this circle into two, this part is 180 degrees, while the other part is 180 degrees. That is half of the full circle. So 180 degrees flay is half of this full flay, is half of a full flay. When you want to calculate for the radius of your flay, 180 degrees circle flay, the radius is the circumference of your waist. That is your round waist, is your waist circumference. Now I'm using 10 as round waist. So 10, you divide it by 3.14. This 3.14 is constant. Yes, it is constant, no matter the person's waist. As far as you want to achieve a 180 degrees flay, it is constant. So divide the person's waist circumference, that is round waist measurement, divide it by 3.14 to get the radius. The next way I'm going to fold it, I'll fold it this way. I'll fold it this way. It will be like a triangle. We are working with circumference of 10 inches. So when you divide 10 by 3.14, you'll be having 3.1. So from the starting point, from this tip, you measure your tape and mark 3.1. So you can approximate it to 3.25. 3.1 is almost, you can take it to 3.25. So from here you mark from the tip of your triangle, you mark the measurements you got when you divide it. Whatever you have after dividing, you mark it. So I mark that 3.25 here. I've marked it. Then I want to rule it out very well. Now you put the length of your flay, whatever length you are working with. If you are working with 20 inches, 10 inches, 30 inches, you put the length. From this radius now, you put the length of your flay. So after connecting all the points, I will now cut it out. I also cut out the radius. So the place that is called the radius is the base. The place you are joining to your half length, that is called the radius. That place that you will be joining to your half length is the radius. That is the base of the flay. So this is what I have as my, you can see, this is what I have here as my 180 degrees flay. It's not a full flay. It's not a full flay. Bring your material, fold it into two equal parts. You fold it into two again. It's like this. You already folded it into 2. Then you fold it like this again. Fold it like this again. Bring it down. It's into 2. You fold it again to meet the down part. Equal. That means it's now folded into 4. It's now folded into 4. The 2 edges are closed. No one is open. The 2 edges are closed. No one is open. So then you now mark your radius. So in getting your 360 degrees flay, you don't divide your waist circumference again with 3.14. Rather, you divide your waist circumference with times 2 of this. 3.14 times 2 will give you 6.28, because it's now 2. It's now full circle. It's no longer half. So that means you're dividing it with times 2 of 3.14, which is 6.28. So whatever your round waist measurement is, 10. Remember, I'm working with 10. For instance, as the round waist measurement, I will divide 10 by 6.28. That means I'm going to have 1.5. That's what I'm going to have. That means that the radius of my flay, is 1.5. So from this starting point, this folded point, I will mark 1.5 inches all round. All round. All round. All round. Okay, then I will connect all of them together. Then I will now put the length of the flay. Let's assume I'm using 4 inches for the length. I will now mark 4 inches. I'm marking the length now from the radius. From the radius, I will now start putting the length of the flay. I will now mark 4 inches. So look at it. You connect all. So I'm now going to cut out the radius and also cut out the length of my flay. So see, then I'm going to slash here open. I'm going to slash one part open. Now you can see how curvy it is. You cannot use it to compare the 180 degrees flay. This 360 degrees flay. You can see how curvy it is, while this is 180 degrees flay. You can see it's not that curvy. It's not that curvy. It's 180 degrees. And this is 360 degrees. You can see how curvy the flay is and how full it is. Now, if you want to get 720 degrees flay, is times 2 of the 360 degrees flay. But the only difference here is that the radius, there is a change in the radius. The radius of 760 degrees flay is smaller than that of 360 degrees flay. But you need times 2 of 360, but not the same radius again. Because if you use the same radius, that means that the one you're going to join to your half length is going to be excess. So that is why you don't need the same radius again. So that we'll get the exact waist circumference. I'm working with 10 inches as my waist circumference. So 10 inches divided by 6.28 will give me 1.5. For me to get the radius of 720 degrees flay, I will now divide 1.5 by 2. So what I need now for this 720 degrees flay is half of 1.5. Okay, half of 1.5, that's what I need. So 1.5 divided by 2 will give me 0.75. So for the radius of 720 degrees flay, I will have 0.75, and I'm cutting 2 of it. 2 of it will give me 1.5. 2 of it will give me 1.5. So I'm cutting 2 of. If you cut only 1, it will not go around your waist. It will just go only at the front. But when you cut 2 of it, then you join it together to become 1. It will now be fuller and it will go around your waist. So when you fold your paper or your material into 2 equal parts, then you fold it again into 4. Then you now measure just the way we did the other ones. You now measure 0.75, 0.75, 0.75, 0.75. you measure it round. So this is your radius. Then you mark the length. Mark your length, maybe 4 inches or 5 inches length. Mark your desired length, 5 inches, 5 inches, 5 inches. So you cut out. You also cut out. Then you need times 2 of this. You see this flay? You need 2 of it. You fold your material again to cut out another flay, because you need 2 of the flay to give you this 720 degrees. So you place it here. You place it on top of, place the first one on top the second one and use it to cut out the second one. Then slash the 2 of them, slash them open from one end, slash it open from one end this way. Then you open up the other one and slash it open. This way. Then you use your, then you join them together. You go to your machine and join it together with 1/2 inch. Don't take out more than half, okay? So I'm going to use my pin and pin it together. So when you measure the radius now, you will see that it will still give you the radius of 720. When you measure the radius, you will see that it will still give you the radius of 360 degrees flay. But the only difference now is that it is fuller. It is fuller. You can see the curves. The curves are very, very full. You can see the curves. The curves are very full. Talk more of when you add it a crinoline. When you add a crinoline to it, you can see it's very, very full. It's very curvy, as in very, very curvy. Thank you for watching today's tutorial, and please don't forget to click on the subscribe button. See you in our next class. Bye.